Case number 3 this week is from Topeka, Kansas. It's another domestic violence incident that ended in death.
This time, the victim was a little 2-year-old girl. She was beaten to death.
Dominique Lucero's young life ended abruptly and violently on Sunday, May 31st, 1987. As with many victims of domestic abuse, the 2-year-old's story of physical and mental torment wouldn't be fully explained for weeks. In this case, until the prime suspect, her stepfather, had eluded arrest.
Dominique Lucero was dead on arrival at Topeka Stormont Vale Regional Medical Center. Doctors and detectives had already surmised she'd been badly beaten. The autopsy would confirm that.
There was bruising to the chest, the abdomen, the rib cage. It looked as though someone had grabbed her. You could see fingertips off the side.
It had been a wild 12 hours for 29-year-old Jesus Mares. He spent much of it drinking with friends at various Hispanic bars and nightclubs on Topeka's east side. At 6 Sunday morning, he came home to the apartment he shared with his wife of 11 months, Bernadette, and their 2 children. Hours later, while Bernadette was at a neighborhood laundromat with their 2-month-old son, Dominique was beaten severely. By the time Bernadette arrived home at 11:30 that morning, Dominique couldn't stand up on her own.
We can only speculate that either Dominique had been crying about something, or maybe this could have been something triggered in Jesus' mind that he's never liked this child. We just don't know.
Some who knew the family told police Jesus considered Dominique the spot in the family because her natural father wasn't Hispanic. Bernadette Mares talked of other beatings during an interview with police.
She started crying, and I was picking up her toys, and she just kept crying, and she goes, "Sam, Sam," and I said, and then I put her toys, and I was running from the kitchen, all of a sudden I heard, she had a burn on her face, and he was going to do it again. I ran, and I grabbed her, and then he raised his hand at me like he was going to hit me.
Mares was last seen in Topeka shortly after Dominique's funeral, June 6, 1987. On the 9th, he telephoned a friend and said he was in Mexico, his native country. Topeka police alerted the FBI and Interpol with a warrant for his arrest on second-degree murder charges.
A month after the funeral, Bernadette Mares moved to Kansas City with her mother. Police have lost track of her. Jesus Mares may still be in Mexico, or may have moved back to the United States to the Denver or Kansas City areas. And police aren't discounting the possibility that Jesus Mares may once again be living with Bernadette and their son, now 3.5 years old. In Topeka, Kansas, I'm Jim Doblin for Crime Stoppers 800.